Garrett,
How you doing?
what's good, man? What you got for me?
Uh, First off, thank you for having me.
Okay.
Second off, so not necessarily a life maxing question, but more just I got my main chick that me and her kind of been getting into it a little bit, and I wanted your perspective on. I think I handled it properly. I asked, my close friends, most of them agreed with me. A couple told me that I was a little too harsh. So,
Mhm.
what happened was on Monday night we had gone out to like the beach. There was like this Latin night. They were playing nice music, whatever.
Okay.
And we were drinking, and they were doing like an after party after the fact. So I don't really like the club or the bar. That's not really my vibe anymore. It was cool when I was 21. I'm 25 now. And then when we get there, so keep in mind she's bisexual. So not like bi curious, like she's had a sexual past with two girls. So she was like, "Oh, would you feel away if I danced on a girl tonight?" And I was like, "Absolutely not. Like, would you I have a girl best friend. I was like, "Would you feel away if I was dancing on my girl best friend?" And she was like, "It's not the same. It'd be the same thing if you were like dancing on a guy." And I was like, "No, because there's sexual attraction there between you and a girl. There's no sexual attraction between me and a man."
Right.
So it turned into this huge explosive argument. So I was like, I'm not going to yell and scream at you. I'm not going to allow this to get to that point. I'm going to drop you off. So I dropped her off. And as I pulled up, she said, "Well, you know what? I think I'm going to go to the club anyway." And normally I don't really give a fuck. But I said, "Well, after the conversation that we just had, I'm not really sure I'm comfortable with you going." And she ended up going anyway. So I blocked her on everything. She starts calling my phone 50 times off a no caller ID, and she
Hmm.
tries to bring up something from the past that we had already she accused me of cheating when we were not exclusive, and I told her she could do what she wanted. And the reality of the situation from the past was I didn't even cheat. I didn't touch anybody else. I didn't talk to anybody else. And
Hmm.
we had worked through that. And then she wanted to bring it up in the moment. So I said, I feel like you're trying to deflect the situation and you're trying to manipulate. And I'm not fucking with it. Stop calling my phone. And she pulled up. So now I spoke to my mother about this because this is not just like a month long fling. This is somebody that I was dating. This was my main chick that I could have seen leading to something. And when I spoke to my mom about the situation, she said that I need to try to forgive her and this is something that could be worked through. I don't necessarily agree with it
Stop,
because I feel like she
stop listening to
disrespected me.
women. Stop. How about this?
Right,
Yeah. How about first rule of thumb? Don't
right,
listen to women on their advice. On just
right.
okay. Go ahead.
No, no,
Mom is
I
wrong.
mean that's pretty much what I needed to hear because I my perspective when my mom was giving me that advice was, well, you're a woman, like you think about things differently. You're gonna give her the benefit of the doubt, whereas I'm gonna think a little bit more logically, and I'm not gonna give her the benefit of the doubt.
So when she pulled up, what happened?
She tried to, fuck me to kind of get my mind off of everything that we were arguing about.
And then what did you fuck her?
No, I told her that she needs to go.
Okay. Is she still blocked on everything?
Yeah,
Smart man. So
but I
whenever
was
women
considering just having a conversation,
no,
but I
it's
didn't.
done.
Okay,
Over.
okay,
Over.
okay.
There's no you have to show you have to okay. So I gotta ask you some questions about you. Okay?
Hmm.
Because there needs to be leading indicators of why she would think this is okay.
Right.
How long have you been with this girl?
Approximately 7 months.
Okay. Have you been simpy? Have you been over validating? Like, how are you taking care of yourself as a man in regards to this girl? Because she wouldn't disrespect you like that if she was afraid of losing you.
So honestly, in the past when we would argue, I feel like why this happened is I would say, well, I don't really want to put up with this, and like I don't have to put up with this. I'm just gonna we should just break up. And
Mhm.
then it wasn't honestly that deep on the level of disrespect. So I felt like honestly, like realistically, I was tripping. So I allowed her to come back, but it was never on this level. So now that it's this level, I feel very disrespected. And I said, if I would have done it to you, you would have slashed my tires. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like that.
So
So
basically, she called your bluff because you've threatened to leave so many times and you didn't.
right, right.
Right.
And now it's
Okay.
like, all right, like I don't really want to do this anymore. But
Okay. So let me ask you about your whole life. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life right now? What do you do?
I'm a street dude. I don't want to get too in depth, but I'm sure that kind of
Okay.
answers. But
Okay. Hold up. Slow down. Because you're here to get help, and
right.
I'm not gonna let you leave here without getting all the help. So why did you choose that path?
Honestly, just like the money that I make is really hard to pass up. Like a slow month right now, I was looking about $15,000 a month.
You know,
So,
hold up, slow down, bro. You
hmm
say you're 25,
hmm
right? Do you know you can make millions legally?
correct. Yeah, no, I know. Um, so right now, the main focus for me is starting a business with
Right.
that, capital. Um, Again,
But hold up, because listen to me. The reason I ask you guys these questions is because it's always connected in some way. Why stuff like this is happening in your life. So you tell me, why did you choose that path?
the decision process that led up to it, I wanted money, and it
Mm-hmm.
was I saw my friend that was doing it just bought a brand new Maybach, and I was like, he's getting money,
Is your dad
so
in your life? Is your dad in your life?
he is, but not really. Like he's very. I'm not gonna lie, my dad is very successful. So I don't have my biological father, but I have my stepfather, and he stepped
Mm-hmm.
up when I was about 3. But we never had a good relationship. So my whole life, well, like I said, my dad is very successful. He makes about $750,000 a year. So
The
he
stepdad.
works correct.
Mm-hmm.
And so his whole thing is money. He wants money. So I picked the fast route to quick money. Is really
But
just what it is.
the stepdad isn't doing the fast route, is he?
No, he's not.
Okay,
But we don't
so
have a good relationship. So it was kind of like I don't give a fuck what he thinks anymore, which I'm not saying is correct,
yeah,
but
but here's what I'm trying to tell you, Jared. You're a
mhm,
young dude, but it seems like you're already making a lot of really, really bad decisions. One of them
right.
with your health. I see you vaping over there, and you just kind of
Yeah.
like being nonchalant about it.
Yeah.
You're doing stuff. You're doing stuff illegally. You're dealing with a girl. Let me tell you how women can fuck you up, bro. Because you think
Yeah.
this shit is
Oh, I
sweet.
already know what you're gonna say. Oh, you're gonna
Right.
leave me? I'm gonna make a phone call. I know.
Right. So why would you put yourself in a position where, as a young man, a whole life ahead of you, you be putting yourself in a spot to lose it all without just like, do you understand that you can get successful without having to be
Right.
an idiot? Why would you pick that route? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, there has to be an influence in your life that,
Right.
and you're watching my content, so you obviously want to be a better man.
Of
So
course.
why are you still holding on to this route that you know isn't good for you? Is it because you don't have friends around you that would teach you to be better? What's going on?
No, I mean I will say like my closest friends are they hold me accountable and they're very critical of, like one of my the male role models that I have is my best friend's dad. I'm from New York. He's ex NYPD. So he tells me all the time, like, you shouldn't be doing this, but if you are, invest, 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 invest. Like, don't spend your money. Like, be wiser. But like I said, I'm kind of it's hard. Before I was doing it, I was broke. I was making $2,000 a month. Now an average month is 25K, so it's really hard
But
not
your
to.
freedom, is your freedom worth 25K, bro?
So I do factor in the risk versus reward.
Right.
So my friend had that I purchased, you know, how to do it.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
yeah.
purchased whatever on how to do it. Is He's done it for 12 years and
Uh-huh.
nothing has happened. So
Right.
I've put a timeline in my head that I have to start a legitimate business operation within 5.
Okay,
I've only
so
been doing it for about a year
let me ask you a question. If your friend got busted today, how much time is he spending in jail?
because it's white collar, like maybe 3 to 5 years.
Okay. So you're affiliated with this person. So are you
Correct.
willing to lose 3 to 5 years of your life and start from, because they're gonna take every dollar. So I hope you understand how the government works,
Yeah,
right? Not
yeah.
only are you going to go to jail, but you're going to lose everything. And now you're going to be
Mhm.
a felon. Now you're going to have a mark on you.
Well,
Now you're gonna,
that's another factor. I am like I've been going to jail since I was 14, so
oh, okay.
I
So there's
I
more
am a
to it.
felon.
Okay. Okay. So you already are a felon.
Correct.
Okay, so is that part of, why were you going to jail since you've been 14?
I like to fight, man. I don't let nobody talk to me no type of way. And
Okay,
I don't diffuse situations. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I'm a
but
big guy. I'm 6'3", 220. So,
Jared, Jared, do you understand that diffusing situations is what makes you have emotional intelligence? You
of
not being
course.
able to diffuse situations makes you emotionally weak.
Of
It's
course.
not.
So back then I was very emotionally unintelligent and immature.
Mhm.
Now I have a lot more to lose. So I definitely will say, like, this isn't worth it. That's why I stopped going to the bars and the clubs, because every time I would go, it would lead to a fight. So, I definitely avoid putting myself in potential situations. And now it's a little bit easier for me to walk away. But I also associate that with the other things that I have to lose.
Okay, so
So
you already being a felon, if you were to get caught, because you the homie that you purchased this stuff from, is he already a felon?
he is, yes.
Okay, so if being a felon, that kind of is an asterisk on you. So
Mhm.
with the past that you already have, if you were to get caught, how long you think you would get in jail?
Because I have history for similar crimes, I would say probably 5 to 6 years.
Okay, and that's if everything goes well, 5 to 6. So all these things you're telling me, you're still making a dumb decision. You're still not being emotionally intelligent. And I want you to just listen for a second, because this could save your life,
Mm.
right? Drop the ego, drop the I gotta have it figured out. Because I think what the problem with us men is, we think that in order for us to be a man, we must have it figured out. We all don't have it figured out.
Right,
So just because you don't have it figured out doesn't mean you're less of a man. The fact that you're working to have it figured out is what makes you a man. But making decisions where you're ruining your life, because it's only gonna get worse. The more you do it, the longer your track record becomes. Right. And
right.
this is your life. Do you have a mom?
Yeah, I do.
Does she know you do this stuff?
I did, when I first started. They asked me how I was making money because I bought an AMG, I bought new clothes, jewelry, and they're like,
Mhm.
"How you making money?" They thought I was selling drugs, and I just told them what I was doing, and we haven't spoken since.
Okay. But is your mom is still actively in your life?
No,
Okay.
I call her from time to time to talk about stuff like this. She
Yeah.
wants to be more involved. My stepfather doesn't want, because he's in cybersecurity. So obviously you could tell what I do. He's like
I don't
he's
have
told
no.
me he
Go
told me
ahead.
that the reason he has a job is because of people like me.
Right. So I want to encourage you to change your life around. I know it might fall on deaf ears, but it's your own
It's
future at hand,
it's
bro.
difficult, man. It's hard to
Uh,
walk away from that type of money.
it's not that much money, bro. Let me tell you. Let me tell you how. Listen, look what's behind me, bro.
Hmm.
You know what that is?
I
You know what
can't
that?
see, no.
You know what that plaque is?
I have no idea, no.
2 Comma Club Award, earning over 7 figures in business. Immigrant to the United States, bro. I'm 27. I didn't come here till I was 9 years old. 25K a month is a joke. For you to be losing your life for 25, you could put the same hard work you put into doing shit the dumb way that can lose your life. You can actually dedicate time and energy, and you can make millions and have your freedom and not have to fucking be watching over your back and not risk your freedom. So you're looking at somebody
Right,
who's around your age who is doing it without, ain't nobody gonna come and say, I'm doing something illegal.
right.
There are many different ways for you to make money, bro, and for you to be successful. And this is what I'm talking about. The reason I asked you all these questions because it ties into the girl. So
Right.
when women understand what your life is about, right? They feel like they can try you like that because they feel like they have something over your head. So that's why I was wondering, why would she feel like it was okay to try you like that if she wasn't afraid of losing you? Do you live with the girl?
No, no, I won't allow that.
Okay. But women tend to respect men that they're not afraid of, that they're afraid of losing. When she feels like, oh, you getting money, but you can easily go to jail and you be a nobody. She has that kind of like pep in her step, like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about you. I can do whatever I want to do, and I'm not gonna have respect for you. Ain't no girl gonna feel that way about me because
Right.
there's nothing. The things I've worked hard for, you can't just take away. So if you want to be a better man, if you want to live longer, if you want to make better decisions, I know you think it's a lot of money, bro, but there's so much money you can make out there without risking your freedom. You could put that same intelligence, that same knowledge into learning something. And it might, I know it might fall on deaf ears, but people make these realizations once they're already locked up and now they want to change their life around. You can make that decision now, become a better man, learn from your mistakes, leave that kind of life behind because it's going to set you up for a better future. That's just my opinion. I can't make you do I can't make you do anything, but if you want to have a better future, I seriously suggest that you leave that life behind because it always ends up you losing. No matter how much money you think you're making, it always ends up you losing.
Right.
All right. I gotta go.
Well,
Have
I
a good one.
appreciate it, man. Thank you for your time. Take care.
All right, bro.